while the Invader, he's the one that wrestles under the mask with no eye cutouts there. How he sees is subject to speculation. One fall 15-minute time limit at a total of 446 pounds. From parts unknown, the Invader, and from Nashville, Tennessee, Ernie Kirkland. Going against him at a total of 443. From Tampa, Florida, Steve Kern. From Delray Beach, Florida, Stan Lane. This match one fall 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Okay, let's see what's going to be. Ernie Kirkland hops out. The Invader will be starting out. Bell time, and here we go as referee Jerry Calhoun signals Steve Kern and the Invader to get it on, David.
Steve backs the Invader back into the corner there. Referee right there calls for a break. He stepped in between them. Steve Kern back to the center of the ring. Look at Kern. Boy, moving that Invader around the ring. The Invader. Very cautious and very wisely cautious, too. Steve Kern dumps him on the mat. Over to the corner, the tag on Steve's partner, Stan Lane. Stan Lane with the Invader on the mat, bars the left arm. Invader back on his feet, heads for the ropes, puts foot outside, and that means break call for. Stan was thinking about letting him have it, a little karate, but thought better of it, backed away, clean break. Stan, nice takedown. He goes around behind and drops his legs out from under him. The Invader near the corner made the tag. It's big Ernie Kirkland. Kirkland will go in about 250 by himself. Stan Lane puts him on the mat, and Kirkland crawls under the bottom rope. Referee Jerry Calhoun is saying, hey, back it up, break, he's under the ropes. Minute and a half gone in this one fall 15-minute time limit match. Stan Lane, whoa, picks big Ernie up off the floor. Drops him over the knee. A lot of weight there that Stan had over his head for a moment. Stan back to the corner. Tag on Tampa, Florida, Steve Kern. Hey, that boot slide off the forehead. Kirkland jumped to his feet, ran for the corner, made the tag on the Invader. Headlock by the Invader. Tag by Steve Kern. Fired the Invader into the ropes, and Stan Lane put him down to the mat. Steve with the Invader over his shoulder. Dropped him on the knee. Right on the collarbone. Stan Lane fired the Invader into the rope. Upper arm as he came off of there. Lane and Kern looking mighty good together as a tag team.
Talking with Stan a little earlier, and Stan said he thought that he and Steve were probably... Oh, man.
Hello, there's some teamwork for you, huh?
Thought that they were probably in as good a shape as any tag team around, and you know, it's the absolute truth. These guys really religiously go out and look at that Stan Lane. 1, 2, 3. He got him, that's all.
Yes, sir. I don't think anybody can argue with that. They are in terrific shape, and they've just put themselves a win together here with some terrific teamwork. 3 minutes, 9 seconds. Stan Lane and Steve Kern over the Invader and big Ernie Kirkland.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. A tough-looking tag team, and by golly, they really are something to see every time they come out. Kern and Lane. Keep an eye on them. We're going to take time out, and we'll be back in just a moment.
One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Fergie now, after being irate about that, was a little ironic. He hadn't even taken his jacket off, so he goes through the procedure to get rid of his jacket. He had a little front and center spotlight while we were waiting on him. Stan or Steve, one of them's got to head out. Same way with Carl Fergie and the Invader. This is the first time since Steve's arm bones were chipped in today that we've had him back.
That's right. Back today with Stan Lane, his partner. It's the Enforcer starting against Stan Lane for the Fabulous Ones. Enforcer back to the ropes. Stan pulls back the right fist, and Steve says, wait a minute, I'll do it. He nails him with a forearm. The strut by the Fabulous One. Carl Fergie and the Enforcer in conference with the referee. Stan Lane stays in there. Fergie steps back out in his corner. Fergie talking to the Enforcer. Stan Lane. Right in the center of the ring. Wraps up the Enforcer by the left arm. Over to the corner, the tag on Steve Kern. And Steve in with a boot. Enforcer makes the tag on Carl Fergie. Kern smiling, waiting, center of the ring. Fergie goes for a headlock. Steve Kern forces him back to the ropes. On the ropes, the referee wants a break. Fergie breaks it. Steve Kern taps him on the chest and backs away. Fergie fired into the ropes. Oh, he nails Kern coming off of there. Drops with the upper arm. But Kern had moved. Fergie didn't move. He caught a right hand. The knee of Stan Lane over in the corner. Stan Lane takes over after the tag. Fabulous One. Boy, what a team. Pointed up by Stan Lane. Ducks under a haymaker swing by Carl Fergie. And held onto the ropes. And there again's the strut. The Fabulous One. Feeling good after outsmarting Carl Fergie. Lane. It's the left arm. Fergie with a forearm across the face, but back in the corner, and Lane makes the tag. Now he's got Fergie tied up there. Steve Kern grabs him. Lucky flips him out of there. Fergie, body slam. Kern drops with the upper arm. The cover. 1 count only. Steve Kern, headlock on Carl Fergie, back to the corner. Tag made on Stan Lane. Fabulous Ones tagging in and out frequently. Fergie had to force Lane back into his corner. He's got him there. Tags the Enforcer. The Enforcer goes for the ropes. And Stan Lane not there. And the Enforcer arrives, so the Enforcer runs head on into partner Carl Fergie. We're 4 minutes into the action. 4 minutes gone.
This team of Lane and Kern, the Fabulous Ones, Jackie Fargo has taken a couple of really fine athletes. He's pumped in some of that Fargo spirit to him, and boy, I'll tell you for a fact, he's really got a good-looking team here, Davey.
Boy, that is indeed a fact. Fergie jumping up and down on the stomach of Stan Lane. Picks him up in the air now. Body slams him. There's a cover by Fergie. Stan threw him back at the count of 1. Lane into the ropes. Fergie backflips him high in the air. Fergie made the tag on the Enforcer. The Enforcer comes in to try to take over where Carl Fergie left off. Stanley reaching for a tag. Steve Kern was on the other side of the turn post. But he got the tag. He grabs the Enforcer. Knee drop. And a count of 2 and 3. That's it. Teamwork with a capital T there from the Fabulous One. As Stan Lane reached around for the tag, Kern was on the other side of the ring post, but he quickly moved around the post, got the tag, and then in around behind the enforcer. Stan Lane released to Steve Kern. He dropped him down, got the count of 3, 5 minutes, 2 seconds, the win for the Fabulous One.
Well, I'll tell you, a good win it was indeed. Hey, do you think, Dave, if we put on these top hats, it would kind of do the same thing for us it's done for the boys?
Somehow I doubt it.
Somehow I doubt it, too. You know, the thing about this team that's unbelievable is that you stop and think the longer they go, the more dominant they can be because both of them are in such incredible condition.
Indeed.
The Fabulous Ones. We got more action coming up. And we'll be back.
When the Fabulous Ones appear at the Mid-South Coliseum, it could be a rock and roll show. Their music plays. Their fans go crazy. It's a rock and roll wrestling show. At the TV5 studios on Saturday with T-shirts and buttons, their fans will tell you whom they want to see and why.
Because they're good wrestlers and they're good looking. Because he's good looking.
They're great. They're good wrestlers, you know. They cool, too.
And the fans follow them to the Coliseum on Monday night.
Well, they're hot right now. They're cute. They're fun to watch. Yeah, same thing. They're more politer than anybody else.
They're fantastic. Fantastic? Just fantastic.
Yeah, they are the best. They are the best wrestlers.
These two guys from Florida are incredibly popular. Wrestling fans from across the country have picked them as the most popular tag team around. There's something about the Fabulous Ones that's familiar for old-time wrestling fans. The blonde hair, the style, comes from the fabulous Fargo brothers, Jackie and John and Roughhouse, probably the most flamboyant wrestlers in the Mid-South 20 years ago. Jackie Fargo taught the Fabulous Ones about being a tag team, and he gave them their name.
Steve and I have kind of, borrowed from them and kind of turned it into more of an 80s rock type thing. Maybe, we watched the music TV, quite a bit, the videos and stuff, the rock stars, and we just tried to take what they did back in the late 50s and just make it into a current type trend.
First night we wrestled together, as a matter of fact, it was here in the Memphis Coliseum, and Jackie had his limousine bring us to the ring. And myself, I had never been in a limousine for the first trip. That was the biggest part of it. To me, it was just getting in the limousine backstage. And then when the lights came on us and the spotlight and the reaction we got from the people, it was just tremendous.
Last night, it was the Fabulous Ones 2-on-2 against the Grapplers, fighting for the glory and the fame and the fans. Steve Kern and Stan Lane know what it's like out there in the crowd.
I get the same feeling in turn now when little kids come running up to me, or when you're walking down the street in Memphis and you see somebody kind of like watch you go by and say, "That's why the Fabulous One." You hear it, behind your back. They don't want to come up and say anything to you, but at the same time, they know who you are. It's a thrill.
If we didn't show up because we had a headache or a sore throat, or say, we were just in a bad mood and we said, I don't want to do it tonight, that just wouldn't be right, because those people want to see us. So it's just like the old saying, the show must go on. So as long as Steve and I are physically capable of coming, we're going to go out there and give them everything we got.
Everything they've got is what it took. But the Fabulous Ones got the win, much to the delight of their fans.
Fergie and Sabu, and then Hart, who was the cause of the whole thing, trying to blame it all on Fergie. Fergie wouldn't put up for any of it. This great tag team of the Fabulous Ones. They racked up another one in 21 seconds, by the way, gentlemen. You were loafing on it. Hey, listen.
Sorry it took so long, Lance.
I know that coming up is going to be, the coming weeks are going to be very exciting because the U.S. Tag Team Champions are coming into the territory, and I know that you all are scheduled for a U.S. Tag Championship match. You've already got the Southern Tag belts, and you're out for the biggie. And
Lance, it's alone at the top. It's a vicious world out there, you know. We chose our song, Everybody Wants You, right? Well, how true it is. Everybody does want us. They're coming from all over the country. They want our belts. With the Southern Tag Team straps that Steve and I have, we're on top. They want us. Well, we're ready. You know why we're ready? Because of these people right here. Every man, every woman, and every child. When we go around that ring and they hug us and kiss us and say, guys, do it for us. Hey, we're going to do it for each and every one of them. We're going to get those belts from you people, huh?
Stand. Let me ask you guys to stand here just a minute because the U.S. Tag Champs are managed by one of the most notorious managers in the United States. He manages Nick Bockwinkel, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby had some comments to say about this match. Let's take a look at it. Yeah.
My name is Bobby the Brain Heenan. I am manager of the world's champion Nick Bockwinkel. And the reason you people haven't seen me in your area is because it has come to my attention that I can't go to the south and sit in the corner of Mr. Bockwinkel because it has been blocked. And it's been blocked by a man named Jerry Lawler and a couple of his cronies, a couple of his friends, the Fabulous Ones, Steve Kearns and Stan Lane. Well, I've got a little surprise for everybody in the south. When Mr. Bockwinkel gets done with Mr. Lawler, he'll hide his head in shame and disappear so far south you'll never see him again. And the Fabulous Ones, Kearns and Mr. Lane, I want you to listen to this very carefully. Since I can't go to the south and participate in the south or be in the corner of my men, I'm sending 2 men down there. These 2 men wear masks. They are 6'5", 6'6". They weigh in the neighborhood of 270, 275 pounds. And that's a very good neighborhood to be in. And they're going to come there, and they're going to take on the team of the Fabulous Ones, Kern and Mr. Stan Lane. Now, when the dust clears and everything's over with, they're not going to be called the Fabulous Ones. They're going to be called the Very, Very Sorry Ones. And then if I feel big-hearted and gracious enough, I might, when this is all over and done with, come to your small little burg and maybe bring my champion, Nick Bockwinkel. But like I said, these 2 men, they're the United States Tag Team Champions. They wear masks, and their names are, now turn your volume up and get a hold of this, the Executioners. You sleep with that, Mr. Kearns and Mr. Lane. I'll see you in the south very, very soon.
Well, you heard it from Bobby Heenan in there.
I just got one thing to say, you know, Lance. He's did a lot of talking, but he's never really seen us in action. So, Mr. Heenan, if you will hear this interview, we got an answer for you. When you send them 2 big geeks down here with them belts, they'll be coming back all right after the smoke's cleared, but they'll be missing something because the Fabulous Ones are going to be wearing 2 sets of belts, Jack.
All right.
And that's a fact, Lance.
Okay, there they are, Stan and Steve, the Fabulous Ones. Good luck to you against the Executioners, and I hope maybe we'll have those U.S. titles down. Okay. We're ready to go with the U.S. Tag Championship title match. The current champions, the Executioners, minus their manager, Bobby Heenan. They're going against, on the right side of your screen, a team that's giving away just a double ton of weight, but they're not giving away anything in determination. The Fabulous Ones, Stan Lane, Steve Kern. Steve in there right now with the Executioner number 1 and he's the smaller of the two. They'll go 626 pounds. You can see what Lane and Kern are going to have to depend on. Steve kind of rubbing it in a little. That speed is going to mean so much. Steve tied it up straight away. And boy, the executioner just backed him into that corner before you could turn around. Bing. Once again. Steve using that speed to get out of the way, and there's a tag on Stan Lane. Lane powering down with that elbow, hooks the leg. He's going to try to turn him back, but he's kicked out of it, and a tag on Steve Kern. Good move. Boy, the Fabs really working well together. This is the first chance that they have had to go at the U.S. tag titles. And they are looking very good. Kern tags Stan Lane. Look at here. Beautiful leg scissors. He scissored him, boy. Took him right down. Count of one. And that's all they could get. The big guys will depend on wearing you down, but if Kern and Lane can continue to tag in and out of there as fast as they've done, step over toe hold, Kern hanging. At the 3-minute mark, and while the executioners have not been in such a condition as to be worried about losing their titles, they have taken some punishment from the fabulous ones. Look at this Kern. He takes the huge executioner number 2 right over. He says, how about the mask? I'm going to pull it off. And Stan Lane drives the other executioner back to the corner. And Kern has pulled off the mask of the executioner. He covers himself up. He's outside the ring. He's heading out of here, and referee Jerry Calhoun is counting. He's at 5. Lane and Kern have got the titles locked up. Uh-oh. The executioner number 1 just glommed Jerry Calhoun from behind. The bell is sounded, and a new United States. The referee hold it. We thought that they had counted the executioners out, but he has disqualified the executioners. They will retain the titles. What a lousy deal for Kern and Lane. They grab the trophies. The titles are in the hands of Lane and Kern, but the executioners were disqualified, and now they are just smashing those trophies to pieces. Good night, Stan and Steve, who had the titles won. Heaving the trophies out, the pieces of it. So, In 4 minutes and 13 seconds, the executioners retain with an intentional disqualification. Stan and Steve, who had it won, they lose it on a disqualification. They win the match, but lose the titles. The winners, the fabulous ones, but by disqualification.
They regret that. I don't know if he doesn't know the fabulous ones or what. We're underway. Strong Machine starting his partner Abdul Gaddafi. And starting for the fabulous ones, it is Stan Lane. Stan. Oh, Strong Machine turns him back onto the ropes there, but Stan comes off of there. And takes him down to the mat. A little reversal. Boy, good move by the Strong Machine. Strong Machine, not that big when compared with either the fabulous ones or certainly Gaddafi, who's huge. Gaddafi in there right now. Gaddafi runs into an upper arm. Stan Lane sends him over into the knee of Steve Kern. Tag is made, and Steve Kern comes in for the fabulous one. They're back. A body slam. Gaddafi having no luck here against first Stan Lane and now Steve Kern. Gaddafi makes the tag. Here's the man under the mask, the Strong Machine. He's on the mat, and Steve Kern letting him have it with a right hand. Bad tag. Stan Lane in control. Minute and a half gone. This one goes to the expiration of time. Stan Lane maintaining the hold on the Strong Machine as he gets back into the corner here now and makes the tag. Steve Kern. Stan and Steve both out of Florida. Big drop. Nice move by Steve. Boy, the Strong Machine thought he was going to put a move on him. Steve just grabbed his leg, dropped him down on the mat. Ooh. Stan Lane twisting on a toe hold. Yeah, here comes Gaddafi. Without benefit of tag, however, so he is sent back to the corner. And the fabulous ones. Did they make a tag or they made a change anyway? It's now Steve Kern working on that left foot, knee, and upper leg of the Strong Machine. Stan Lane back in. Strong Machine did not go to the corner for the tag. He was kind of inching toward the corner, but not really making a determined move to get to his partner, Gaddafi. Now he turns and gets the tag. And the big Libyan, Abdul Gaddafi, grabs Stan Lane and slams in. There's a cover. Count is 1, 2 is all he can get. Stan Lane breaks out of it at the 2 count. That side kick. Stan has used it well. Steve Kern, well, he takes a shot at the Strong Machine while he's over near the corner. Flips him in there, and now all 4 of them are in the ring. Kern put the backdrop on the Strong Machine to take him out of the action. A double clothesline Gaddafi. There's a cover. 1, 2, and the fabulous one have won it. 4 minutes, 1 second. Teamwork and the victory for Stan and Steve.